A very good morning to you guys. Welcome to our Sake Online. My name is Brighton Ncube. This is the Civic Forum. Today on the show, we're joined by Nqobile Mkhwananzi, popular known as the Rhino Man. He's been working from Matopo actually, to Bulawayo and then to Victoria Falls for 4 years now. And this is going to be the 5th year working from Matopo to Victoria Falls, trying to raise awareness around preservation of our environment and conservation of different things. But this year is focusing more on cleanup campaigns across the country. So he's going to be joining us to understand more about this work and what it entails and how we can be partner of this work there. Good morning to you, Nqobile. Thanks so much for honoring our invite and joining us this morning on the Civic Forum.
Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be on Civic Forum today.
You've been doing this for 4 years. Talk to us, maybe walk with us. For 4 years, you've been doing this work. Walk with us and paint a picture. How has been this work so far?
Well, I've enjoyed the walks. Pre-COVID, it was tough because I didn't have much publicity. I wasn't known that much, and I was starting. You know, every time you start, they always say the first step is always difficult. But I stopped after COVID came in, and then last year I said I'm going to revive it. And when I revived it, I did a reverse walk, and the reverse walk was from Victoria Falls to Matopo, culminating in commemorating International Rhino Day. So I arrived in Matopo on the 22nd of September, where I did a rhino walk in Matopo National Park. But over and above, I think the greatest challenge that we face at the present moment, we have a lot of litter along our highways. So this year, my main theme is we want to perpetuate heritage preservation. As you know, Matopo is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is where I will be starting. And the destination also, Moswatunya, which is commonly known as Victoria Falls, is also another UNESCO World Heritage Site. So we are saying to all Zimbabweans, to all the tourists who visit these places, can we try by all means to keep them as clean as possible? And where there is litter, let's try to unlock those waste value chains, because it's not just litter, it's also money, if we are to unlock the value chains of that waste.
Take us through the preparation. You know, as walking, you know, if I walk from here to town, I get tired, right? Prepare us, take us through the chain, which is preparing yourself to walk from Bulawayo, from Matopo actually, and then you to pass by Bulawayo, then you go to, what do you need as you prepare to go to that chain? Psychologically, mentally, financially, what do you need to prepare for that chain?
Well, the most important thing is you have to be physically fit. Secondly, it's how you eat. You must have a proper diet of what you eat, as well as exercising more often, which is what I regularly do to keep myself fit and in shape in preparation for the walk. I'm looking at doing something like minimal. I'll be doing 35 kilometers a day, which is not that much bad. However, I think the longest stretch I will do about 60 kilometers in one day, which is going to be one of the toughest and most painful walk, because in between there are no households. It's just a bush, because I sleep where there are people. I'll be walking like a normal working day, walking starting from 7 a.m. and then I knock off at 5, and I'll seek refuge in government institutions like police, schools or clinics.
Yeah. I understand that when you are stopping, they're going to be doing some awareness, right? Talking to different communities about the importance of keeping the environment clean. Talk to us more about that. I know you've been doing debates before. Talk to us more about what you've been doing in terms of when you stop there.
As I walk, when I stop, I'm sensitizing people about the effects of waste. We are in the rural areas where we know we've been through a serious crisis with plastic. Plastic is being ingested by domestic animals. Plastic is being washed down our rivers, which will lead into microplastic being drank by us. So in future, it's going to be a health hazard for us. So I try by all means to sensitize people that the plastic they are using, can they try to reuse them or to upcycle and do something with them to unlock the value chains. Not only the value chains, I wish if the Ministry of Education could allow, let's make environment clubs, not only environment clubs, co-curricular activities mandatory, because with waste you can do arts and craft. So let's have those craft clubs in schools, reusing or upcycling all the waste that we produce on a day-to-day basis to make sure that when we upcycle it, there is little or no litter for us. At the present moment, yes, we're doing cleanups, but personally, I'm not happy with the cleanups. Why? Because we're merely transferring carbon from where it is not wanted to where we feel it should be. We're creating a lot of dump sites with plastic which doesn't decompose in a short time. Plastic takes something like 350 to 400 years to decay. So imagine if we're picking it up every first Friday of the month, go and make a mound of something that doesn't decompose. We are merely banking carbon, which is something that we're saying, let's reduce or let's remove from the atmosphere. So for me, I think it's high time that we have to rethink, reevaluate, and find a better way of doing these cleanups in a more sustainable way that reduces the carbon footprint.
But Mr. Mkhwananzi, someone can watching the show can say, what sparked this love for walking? You know, at times if you think about walking, you think, let's just walk. But what sparked this love for you to walk this long distance from Matopos to Chura? What sparked this love for walking for 4 years?
I think it is the love for wildlife. And I'm very, very privileged to come from Matopo, where we are very, very close to the national park. And on a daily basis, I think I used to see wildlife. I used to interact with wildlife, especially the rhino. I used to see it more like on a daily basis. And when the poaching issue started, that's when I said, no, we have to take a stand. Unfortunately, it's the people around the Gulati rural community. They are not aware of how important the rhino is. They are not aware of how much money that rhino can bring into their pockets. So it's something that I feel we need to educate communities around national parks. We need to educate communities around even forests so that they can understand the value of protecting and preserving those forests for their own benefit, for the benefit of the future to come.
And speaking about these communities, right, and also if you're walking from Matopos to Giraffe, I'm sure you're using the highway, right? How has been the response from your truck drivers, from your bus operators, from public people just walking and using transport along that main route highway? How has been the response? How has been the reception from those people there?
I think since last year when I revived it, post-COVID, people are curious. They want to know more. They want to learn. They are so eager. So I think they are slowly grasping and understanding what will be happening, but they don't fully understand and accept that, is this real? Can you really do it? Yeah. Unless and until I have done and finished the work. That's when they will say, it is feasible, it can be done. Yeah.
Let's look at the challenge that you guys face maybe as you are walking along these highways, right? I know you're doing the day, some people do the night, 24 hours walk, right? What are some of the key challenges that you're facing as you take this walk?
I think one of them is we're not well received, especially when you go to some of these government institutions. You pass by police and they will tell you they don't accept such things. And that's when you begin to wonder and say, are these people not enlightened about government policy when it comes to climate issues? So I think it becomes a challenge for me when I see people within government not knowing the value and the importance of conserving our environment.
Right, spoke about people on the highway supporting you. What some of the key issues that you can say, when I was working here, someone gave me this, someone said this to me as a word of encouragement. Okay, what can you say? You got something from people supporting your initiative?
Well, I've met several people coming to support. Abanye, they donate money. Abanye, they come with a paper bag of fruits. Others will come and give me water. And others, they still phone even up to now to say, what are you doing? Where are you now? And what next? So I will keep on appraising them that, no, we will continue next year because this is an annual thing. I do it every year in September annually, hoping that there won't be another COVID to disrupt. As long as the energy is still there, I will continue doing it until I feel my muscles can't take it anymore. The other thing also is we appeal for support from our local authorities which do not come And I've also noticed that they do not come because they've been affected by this donor mentality. I am a local. I can't expect someone who is being paid by the state to do his job to expect me to pay him for coming to support me. So it's one of those challenges that we face with local authorities, especially RDCs in areas that I pass through. So I hope and wish that they come on board, support as we clean up the highways, as we clean up their areas of jurisdiction. It's my prayer and wish.
Speaking of cleanup campaigns, right? I understand when you get to Victoria Falls or Lupane, you're going to do a cleanup campaign. Speak to us more about that cleanup campaign, how it's going to be done, and who's going to be supporting you going to that cleanup campaign.
Currently, I'm trying to partner with Lupane State University, a Lupane Local Board, a DDF Lupane, a Environmental Management Authority for Lupane District, as well as Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. What we want to do is we want to clean up Lupane, and the areas that we're looking at, it's not only waste that we're going to focus on. We are also going to focus on blue economies, whereby we are saying, how are you harvesting your water when it rains? Because we're looking ahead where we're saying the rain season is not far away from us. How are our drainage systems like? And you know, if you look at drainage systems in most areas, they are clogged with waste. So let's try to open them up so that we can direct water where it has to be harvested, so that we don't have this challenge of water. As you are aware that this year it's very serious because we didn't receive much rains due to the El Nino induced drought. The other thing, it's not only the El Nino induced drought. Our dams haven't been scooped in quite a long time. They are full of silt, which is emanating from us, sweeping every day. I think it's one issue, maybe cultural issue, that we have to unteach our African folks, that we are sweeping every day and loosening the soil so that when water comes, erosion can easily take place. And also when we sweep, we're removing all the ground cover, leaving the soil bare. When it is bare, there is nothing that can live underneath it. But if we have our soil covered, you know, life begins with a worm. Whenever there is no worm, there is no life. So when we have worms in our soil, we are bound to say we are going to green this place. Not only are we going to green this place, we are going to derive food from this green space that we have created.
Guys, if you just joined us, so this is the Civic Forum. My name is Brighton Ncube, and my guest for this morning is Nqobile Mkhwananzi. He's known as the Rhino Man. He's going to be walking from Matopos up to the Victoria Falls in aim to preserve our heritage, to preserve also our environment. And also this year is focusing more on the cleanup campaign. When we get to Lupane, he's going to do a cleanup campaign there. So Nqobile, the issue of human and wildlife conflict. I know Matebele North is full of wildlife, right? As you walk there, maybe in the past 4 years, have you ever encountered any wildlife along the way? And how have you dealt with that?
Well, I always encounter wildlife. I encounter mostly it's the elephants. Here and there, I encounter some lions, usually around the Nqobile area, which is closer to Nqobile National Park. I don't do anything. I think I've studied wildlife behavior. You just need to respect wild animals, give them their space, and don't intimidate them. That's the most important thing. Yep. They won't affect you. They won't harm you in any way.
Maybe give us your route as you leave from Matopos, right? Give us your route, where you're going to stop, or which area you're going to take, and so on, where you're going to stop, and so on. If someone to support you, where can they find you along the way?
Well, I will leave on the 1st. I will depart from the gate at Matopo National Park, and then I will walk the first 33 kilometers and call the day off when I get to City Hall. And then I go home and rest. Then the following day, that will be Monday on the 2nd, I'm starting off from City Hall. I wish to go and rest when I get to Benis, or just before Benis. That will be the second day. And then from Benis, the next stop will be in Susa. And then from Insusa, I'm going to Pulula. From Pulula, I'm reaching Lupane. Then in Lupane, that's when I hope to be in Lupane on Thursday. And then on Friday, I conduct a cleanup with them. And then I continue on Saturday. From Lupane, I will spend the night at Fatima. From Fatima, I will do Gwai. Then Gwai is Cross-Dete, Wange. Then I get another rest. Then from Wange, I will go straight to Lubangwe. From Lubangwe, Victoria Falls International Airport. And from there to the rainforest.
So people on the highway, how can they identify you on the highway? If I'm driving, if I want to support you, how can I identify Nqobile on the highway if you're working?
I will be wearing this a t-shirt similar to this, written. Hopefully, if all goes well, I think I'll be having a flag as well, my national flag, carrying it. I'll be carrying my backpack with my cap as well. I think you can see from the branding that it's self-explanatory. You can just stop, we can chat, it doesn't matter, it's okay. I'm welcoming everyone who wants to come and hear more about the work or who wants to come and support. They are all welcome. This initiative, mostly it's about trying to raise funds for conservation education, which I've noticed that there is little or no investment at all. Hence, I've said I wish the ministry can make co-curricular activities mandatory, because we've seen a natural death. You go into any school, very few clubs are still existing. We can talk of debate club. The only thing that you see existing are sporting activities like soccer, which are seasonal, you know, of which you want to say, when you say let's do debate and public speaking, those are areas that can challenge a learner to go and research on their own, develop that research. So that's one of those initiatives that we need to say, let's not just stop at the formal education. Let's go to this co-curricular thing. There is more to learn than within the four walls of the classroom. Let alone my favorite are environment clubs, where we're saying we're taking these kids out, where they're going to see, if we're talking about land degradation, we take them to Nema, and they get to see what gold panels have done to the source that is providing us with the most precious liquid that we so need in Bulawayo.
So in terms of your walks, in terms of also these debate clubs that you're talking about, what's the long-term vision for these walks and also for creating awareness? What's the long-term vision for you?
I think for this route, the Matopo Vic Falls, this one is going to be my last one. Resources permitting, I want to do the around Zimbabwe, and from there I do a regional walk. Maybe I'll start from Cape Town until I summit Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. It's one of the things on my bucket list, and I hope and pray that the Almighty will give me strength and the resources that I need. Yeah.
But also in terms of awareness, raising awareness, I know every time you've spoken about this of cleanup campaigns. Bula is doing the cleanup campaign. The government is also doing this every first Friday of the month cleanup campaigns. Are community aware and also taking the heat and saying, now it's time to clean up our environment and not littering? If you're driving, you can simply clip banana. Are people now getting more conscientized about the cleanup, keeping our environment clean, and also getting these cleanup campaigns rolling, and also educating other people about the importance of keeping a clean environment?
Slowly, the idea is being embraced, but given the challenges that we face as a country, we might think that there is a lot of apathy, but people are focusing on bread and butter issues. Most people are economically challenged. Most people are self-employed. So you can't tell someone who is trying to push for the next dollar for his family to stop what he or she is doing to come and support this initiative. So for me, my take is it's not about targeting the elderly, because these are the people who should be pushing our GDP. So it's pointless for me to take them off their business duties and bring them to clean up the environment. I feel like cleaning up this country is a duty and responsibility for our future leaders, for the young ones. They need to be taught why we don't want to see a dirty environment, why we don't want to see people littering around. What are the effects? What are the benefits? Imagine if we don't have litter all around us, how would our well-being or health be? That will mean we will save a lot of money in terms of health, investing in health, because people won't fall sick. Because with so much litter, when it rains, we are bound to have cholera. And government has to direct its resources there. So if we don't have such things, government can take that money and plow it somewhere. And I strongly believe that the only key thing that can assist us in hammering the idea of keeping our environment clean is if we embrace the sporting mentality. You know why I say the sporting mentality? Sport gathers people. And as we gather, we eat. As we eat, what are we going to do with whatever is wrapping the food that we eat? So that's where the responsibility should start. Even if we go and watch a match at BF, whatever you are going to eat, how are you disposing that waste? And it should start from you, from within. It should be an internal thing. It shouldn't be a declaration. You know, with declarations, it's not something that is coming from within you. It is an order, whether you like it or not. And now we're saying, let's move from being ordered. It should come from within you. It should move you on your own, not because you are being forced, to make sure that your surroundings are clean. Secondly, I think we have to work on our legal framework. For me, I strongly feel that all the waste we have is being produced by someone. And that someone has a responsibility. I mean, every packaging should have value. Whether it's a cent, if I pick it and return it to the sender, that sender should give me my monetary benefit. And let's make schools centers for recycling. Those kids, I mean, I've noticed them. They can pick a lot of PETs just looking for those bottlenecks, you know, those round things to make skipping ropes. So I think they have reservoirs of energy that we can tap into. Once they collect all that waste and it is recycled, the company that produces that waste should go and say thank you to that school that have collected all that waste, or they can donate books, they can donate chairs, depending on the value of the waste they've collected.
Speaking about this issue of walking, right? How is the support from the family? I know sometimes if you speak about walking and doing other things, support from the family and also from friends sometimes tends to. How is the support from the from the family?
To be quite frank with you, when I started, there wasn't any support. Everyone just said he is mad. He has totally lost it. How can he leave his professional job and start doing this? Little did they know that the vision was bigger than what they were seeing. And in most cases, I've heard people say great visions, usually when you start something that is great, people don't see the end. But because as a vision bearer, I understood. I knew what I wanted and where I was going. And I think it was during my fourth walk, my third walk, that's when the president declared the national cleanup. So I just told myself, I am in the right direction. Unfortunately, COVID came, hammered us, slowed down, and some of the sponsors I had disappeared, so I had to start all over again. But I'm keeping on. I'm still strong. I'll keep on keeping on, and I'm still appealing for a lot of support. We need to educate these kids in schools. We need to revive our environment clubs, and not only in Matabeleland, but nationally. Yeah.
Right. In closing, Nqobile, what can you say to people at home who are watching you this morning in terms of support? Those who want to support you, those who want to give this and that. What can you say to them? Also encouraging and cultivating the spirit of walking and also preserving our environment. What can you say to them? Here's the camera there.
Well, what I can say is, first and foremost, walking improves your cardio. So I'm not only walking, I'm exercising. And as I am exercising, I'll be doing a cardio cleanup. I'm walking and cleaning my environment at the same time. And to you, you might not want to walk, but I will say to you, what you have to do is make sure you dispose all your litter properly. Not only dispose, let's learn one thing that we haven't been taught. Let's separate our waste at source. You will find that when the city authorities come to collect our trash, it is all mixed. Recyclables and non-recyclables, and we have decomposable materials. I would love a situation like one I've seen in Namibia, whereby the local authority gives each household 3 bin liners for waste. One is for cans, one is for bottles, one is for general waste. And you are fined if you don't take your trash out. 2, you are fined if you mix your trash. And there are heavy penalties. So I think these are some of the models where our institutions of higher learning should go, not only go and copy, but let's go and see, emulate, take what is good and leave what is not good for us and develop there. It's unfortunate that if you go to these institutions, their R&D sections, they are not well funded. So they will tell you of that challenge of we have a financial challenge or this and that. And I think it's one area that we have to invest in. Let's research and develop our own solutions for the challenges that we have locally.
Nqobile, thanks so much for your time. All the best in terms of your work. We wish to see you again when you come back, and also your dream to walk around SADC region. All the best, Nqobile, as you take your walk from Matopos to Victoria Falls.
Thank you very much.
Well, you've been watching the Civic Forum. My name is Brighton Ncube, and my guest for this morning is Nqobile Mkhwananzi, is known as the Rhino Man. He's going to be walking from Matopos up to the Victoria Falls in the aim to preserve our environment and preserve our culture. He's going to be also doing a cleanup campaign along Madlupane. He's going to be partnering with students there. Hope you guys support him. If you see him along the way, he's going to be wearing red. It's going to be an interesting one. I wish to support you also and join you with Mr. Ali there as you take up the walk to Victoria Falls. I hope you guys enjoy the show, and please do pass your comments and your feedback via the comment section there. You're willing to also read your feedback aside. From myself, Brighton Ncube, it's bye for now.